My name is Grace Bwogi, and I farm at Bulanga Village, Chibanda Sub-County, Rakai District. And the kind of enterprises we deal in here, we are mainly into goat farming, both for local and hybrid goats. We also, on top of goat farming, we also add imports. We import from South Africa goats. And then we have matooke, that is banana. We also do cattle fattening. And of late, we are adding on poultry farming. We want to major in cannibal chicken. My main enterprise I'm known for, and my major income earner is currently it is goat farming. For the goats and cows, we farm them on around 70 acres. Then the matooke is on 10 acres currently. I started farming goats in 2015 December. That's when I had the thought. How did it come? And it came all about after frustrations I'd gotten in Kampala as somebody who is employed. I was teaching 3 universities, but the money hardly came. And I got the little money I'd gotten from somebody. Actually, I used a loan. I came to this family farm. I started with 30 goats. And here I am. Goats have grown in big numbers. I'm currently looking at 400 goats. The chicken are also, we are still on small scale, but we are planning to make it bigger next year. Around 100 of them. Feed them with maize bran once a day, and then we let them scavenge around for other feeds. And we strictly use cannibal and a few broilers plus local chicken. This farm is registered since 2017 and is under Boji Farms Limited. For the goats project, on average, we earn around 30 million to 35 million. I am a target farmer. How do I do it? When the president is down on lockdown, that was June up to August. So many people went into farming. So many people loved goat farming. So everybody came in. But our biggest time is always between August to December, when the people from Abasama, people from out of the country come in with their money and they want to invest in something. And also the other biggest time for us to sell goats in the dry season. Why in the dry season? Reason being, in the dry season, the goats are less sickly. So you cannot easily pass on, you don't pass on so many illnesses to the farms where the goats are going. So in the rainy season, the sales are low, but in the dry season, we are. And the matooke, on a good harvest, we usually earn between 3 million to 3.5. But the prices have been on and off. There is a time around April this year we are selling a bunch of matooke at 1,000. And actually, my biggest earning from matooke, I decided to diversify into selling suckers. I earn a little more from suckers than the bunches of matooke. Per month, from the suckers, if it is a rainy season, I earn around 6 million from the suckers. By the way, something I didn't tell you, we do also goat trading. We bring in goats from around the neighborhood, we buy goats. We have an animal quarantine area. So all the goats that we bring in as new, we keep them there for a month. We first isolate them, we spray them, we treat them, we deworm them. If we feel after a month they are fit to join the main herd, we bring them back. Biosecurity here at the farm, we make sure we vaccinate. Vaccination is key and part of our activities. We also make sure we spray every Sunday, 4 times in a month. Unless when it has rained so heavily, that's when we don't spray. And then we also make sure that every morning, my guys at the farm know it, when the goats wake up in the morning, we make sure that we treat all those goats that are sick. But this we usually do so much in the rainy season, but dry season, we are just fine. We don't treat as many goats as in the rainy season. We usually get incidences of foot rot, flu, cough, eye issues, all those come up in the rainy season. But dry season, we are just kawa. And then when you entered the gate, there was a foot bath. You saw the car and the foot bath. That's one way we ensure that all the visitors come in, they disinfect themselves. And then the cat tires also, because it has been proven that the #1 carrier of germs at the farm are usually the cat tires. We usually ignore the borders that come in and out. They come from one farm A, farm B. And then also, biosecurity is not all about the animals. We have our own musawo in the trading center, where all our people who have any minor illnesses, we take our workers to any case of any illnesses, COVID related, anything, somebody has malaria, we just send them there at the end of the month, they send the bill, we pay for the workers. If it wasn't for COVID, you would find many people around here, especially on a Saturday. We train people around. We train people around on goat farming and matooke farming. So this is something we do free of charge, as long as you mention that you are from around. We train them, that is 1. 2, we have given them employment like you are seeing. There are many people there from around. And 3, we are doing it at a smaller scale. I selected some key outgrowers for myself, the people who keep goats around here. We trained them, and after I gave them 15 exotic goats, males. I could not afford giving them females because I don't have the money. So I make sure after between 6 to 10 months, I know that goat has done some work in that herd. So I pick back my male, treat it again, dispatch it off to another family. Among my workers, there are those people I'm giving soft loans. Somebody comes to you, tells you, Madam, njagala gula mabati. You have seen they are all youth here. I mentor them as my own children. Like my manager, he told me he wants to start his piggery project in March. And I'm mentoring him towards managing his own project when he gets from here. One innovation I would think of is the animal quarantine. This happened this year. We got around 25 goats from outside the farm, and we included them in our main herd. I lost over 70 goats. After losing over 70 goats, we realized our mistake. We went ahead, we constructed animal quarantine for all the goats that come in at the farm, the new ones. 1 month in the animal quarantine, we treat you, we do everything, and after you are better, we include you in the main herd. And then the other innovation, when I started farming goats, vaccines were a thing had only in the cattle department. People, the drug shops downtown, you only used to bring vaccines, 500 mils for only the cattle people. For us, the people who had few goats, we never used to benefit. We lost so many goats. So what I did, I started looking for those particular people who used to bring those vaccines. One of them was Quality Chemicals, Dr. Moding. I went to him and I asked him, Mbuzi, why don't you bring for us drugs? He told me the reason as to why we don't bring for you drugs, we don't see the people to use them. I volunteered. I went to Quality Chemicals, I went to Eram, I went to Amazon. Currently, those are the 3 leading drug shops downtown bringing goat vaccines. I volunteered to be their marketeer for vaccines, and I'm very happy that the vaccine usage in Uganda for goats has increased ever since my crusade to make vaccination a priority in our goats. I've put up solar for security purposes, for my workers. I used to have scenarios where every time a work moves out of the farm, Madam, I've gone to charge my phone. So I said, let me improvise, give them solar 24/7 so that they have nothing to lie about. And then the other innovation was importing Boa goats. This is not something everybody does. There are very few people, I think there may be like 4 or 3. And when I was thinking of importing goats, many people discouraged me. They told me, Bwogi, you cannot do it single-handedly. That thing can only be done by government. Oh, those big farms. And to me, at the back of my mind, I said, when someone tells me something impossible, I find means of making it possible. I went to South Africa, spent there 14 days, selected the goats, started paying for them little by little. I mobilized the other farmers told them here is the deal, and 9 farmers bought into that idea. I brought in April this year, I brought 40 Boa goats. Our main source of water at the farm is the dam, because we have more cows and they take a lot of water, so they need water 24/7. We also use water harvesting from the tanks, several tanks, we have them here. That's all we are using, but in the future, like next year, we plan to drill a well so that everybody here can have clean water. That water you have seen at the dam, we usually get 2 sacks of rock salt. We drop it, the sacks, we drop it in that dam because we want to destabilize the cycle of the worms growing in that water. Some of the drugs or chemicals we use at the farm, like here we use a lot of antibiotics. It's like pen and strep. We use it in case of any wounds. There are drugs like gentamicin. There are drugs like oxytetracycline. Those are some of the main drugs we use here. And then also the dewormers, where at one time, after like 3 months, we deworm with an oral dewormer like any type. And then the other time we use an injectable dewormer. We keep changing because we want to kill different stages of worms in our animals. Originally, in our banana plantation, we have not been using any pesticide. But of late, since the year began, we got a pest which we are not so sure of, but it makes the bananas, the fingers, become rusty. So when the fingers become rusty, the buyers, the prices go down. So after doing enough research and inquiring from the friends in Kampala, they told me that is a pest. So we are using duduacetamectin. We use a spray pump. We spray. That is the only pesticide we have used. I'm a single mother of 2 children, but what I've done best is to involve my children in my business. My daughter Chloe, she's 14 years. What she does most, she takes care of the poultry, the 100 birds I told you of. She does the feeding, the deworming. She's the one who reminds me, Mami Ogenze Kampala, you come with a vaccine for Newcastle. She does all that. And then she also has a vegetable garden. She has biringanya, she has nakati, she has buga, she has green pepper, and also the climbing beans, where she has started earning money, and she's making good money out of that. Carl is a person who loves manual work. Where he sees people, they are collecting cow dung, you'll find him with a spade. And also the kids. You'll find him looking after the kids, telling you, Mommy, there is a kid that died. Mommy, there is a kid that looks bad. You come and check it. He forces it from where you are. So he's so much into animals than my daughter. My daughter is into vegetables, crops generally. My marketing, I do my marketing. Most people, I tell this, they don't believe me. I do my marketing. 99% of my products here, I sell them on social media. No anywhere. I use Facebook. I use my website, Bwogi Farms, and that's where the buyers come from. And the other 1% comes in from the walk-ins, people who come in at the farm, and also from the referrals. But social media has done it for me. I don't have any other mode of marketing but social media. But also the fact that I use my nature, like I'm a good teacher, so people find me appealing, especially on the media. And they have looked for all the stories about me and they have loved them. Out of the country, somebody tells you, I want to go to farming, I don't have land. And you say, what do you want to do? They tell me, Madam, our money is going to be wasted. So I get some of those people's money, use it here for a small profit, give back their initial cost, and I give them also a small profit, and we move on. My target market for the Boa goats, as to why I want to deal in Boa goats, my target market is Tanzania. I get several farmers coming in from Tanzania. They are only restricted by COVID now, but all those Boas would be out by now, and they give me good prices. And also I sell Kenya, I sell to Kenya, Ugandans, Rwanda. I'm still failing. I get so many people contacting me, they want goats from here, but because of that friction between Uganda and what, I've achieved a number of things here, but the fact that I'm known, I would say, worldwide. There is no way I walk in Kampala and somebody is, cheering me up, giving me free things. That is something I should be thankful for. In 2017, I see if you can see this house behind me, this is where I was staying. And there is a pit latrine there, that is also my water toilet I used to use. From that water house, I shifted to a 3 muzigo house. I share one room with my children, and the other 2 rooms are shared by my workers. From that house for the workers, I'm shifting this month. I'm going into the main house. You'll see how it looks like. I'm shifting this month. And then on top of that, people sponsored me. Farmers all over Uganda whom I've never met, they sponsored me to go to South Africa and do the reading, do the learning about Boa goats. They paid for my air ticket. And then on top of that, I was also chosen to be the Global Farmer Network by farmers all over Africa I've never met. And I went to Mexico. I spent there a month touring several farms, learning so much about from other global farmers. It really gave me a big mileage. And also I can look after my family from the kind of achievements. I'm not hustling like I used to hustle like 5 years ago. Mainly the activities in the banana plantation, we usually, during they are seasonal. During the dry season, we do mulching to prevent water running out from our plantations. We do mulching. And then during the rainy season, when it is about to rain, we collect manure from the corral. We take it to the banana plantation and we begin applying the manure when it's just 1 week to the rains. And then on top of that, we do the suckering. We do hand weeding where we collect women from around the village. They do the hand weeding on our behalf, and then we bury the grass in a ditch. That grass we bury, it helps us add manure in our banana plantation. The time the president completely closed down Uganda from any movement, I was just 3 days away organizing a training of 182 people. They had all paid. They shut me down. I was in Kampala doing nitty, doing shopping, disposables, all that. The president announced, COVID, no more movement. So I lost on that. I'd paid all the service providers. Nobody refunded up to now. I'm only counting that next time when COVID has ceased down, maybe they may be able to go back in business with me. When I was locked in Kampala, it is also the force of social media. I went and ranted on social media. How my goats, that's the time I lost 17 goats because of poor biosecurity. So it's after ranting a lot, they granted me permission to come and be at my farm, and everything normalized. Drugs, basically I would not get any drugs to send them to the farm. They would just look on and see the goats dying. When the president is down on lockdown, we got so many farmers who want to join goat farming. We got so many farm visits that I had never gotten before. That was a good one for us. We got so many buyers of goats. Some actually we have started limiting them, that if you're not buying 3 goats and above, because the demand is overwhelming us and we don't have the kind of numbers. So we are limiting them. We are now only giving people 3 goats and above, but below we are not supplying them. We used to cut trees. There's a time I told you I was in Mexico. I spent a month there. I almost had a heart attack. I found most of the trees had been cut by people who come from within. They promise people little money and they cut the trees. They are just growing back. We are just lucky to found them seeing growing. So I was really dismayed. And what I've decided here at the farm, I'm putting up a biogas system to help us, to give us the energy, the power to cook our food. And also here, this poultry project you are seeing, we want to use it for our brooding. So we feel with using biogas, we are going to do our with using charcoal at our farm. So we are only mainly going to be using solar and biogas as our source of energy.
My name is Atim Klauyenanga. I am from Boji Farms. My mother is Grace Bwogi. I help my mom to do record keeping at the farm. I also help her to do the poultry. So I am here to explain about the record keeping. We keep writing the receipts that my mom has brought. We write the drug, maybe the other inputs that she has brought, the cost, the quantity. Yeah, we also have to write the date that she has brought it, and also the balance in store. We go back to the store and check if we have some more drugs that are still there that have remained ever since we bought. And the comments, who has used that medicine, how was it used, and if it's finished.
Oh my God, my shoes are warm. Eh? I don't know what I would do, but what is the take for the best winner? Money or coverage? I don't know. But if it is money, I've already told you about my plans. I have grand plans for this place. I would want to increase my goat population. I've told you I have a very high demand for goats, but I don't have the money to increase. I would also want to put up some other bigger innovations like a sprayers. I don't have a vehicle to transport my goats. And then also when I increase my population, like I told you, I've only given 15 people exotic males. I'd want to increase that number to 30 or even 50 if God allows. I want to create an impact, not for myself, but for my workers and the community around me. When they are happy, I'm also happy here. When they are not happy, I will have issues because they will come, either they want to steal from me, and which I cannot stop unless I empower them to work something for themselves.